Hello. It's Dirty Trucking. I know you can see me now. I'm in the daylight. I'm outside at work currently. This video is going to be is inspired by a comment, and I've been meaning to do one of these videos. It's about complaining. People don't like people complaining, and my question is why? And I can also answer that question for you. You know why people don't like people who complain? Because people who complain interfere in the bullshit they doing, or should have been doing, and ain't doing. And complaining draws attention to them. That's why they don't like people who complain. You've seen plenty of my videos complaining about these companies, and I've seen these little bullshit ass, funky ass remarks talking about, well, if you stop complaining. No, I'm not going to stop complaining. Because this industry is based off safety. Safety of your vehicle. Inspection of your vehicle. And if I have a safety issue, and I'm signed on with a company that's supposed to rectify that safety issue, and then they don't, and then talk to me as if they not going to fix the safety issue and want me to roll with it until something happens, then we got a problem. That's when I start complaining. And that's what happened. See, I'm not like the most of these drivers. Those the ones, probably the ones be telling me maybe I need to stop complaining. Let me tell you about these drivers. See, it's all kind of drivers. You got an excellent driver, you got an okay driver, and then you got people that shouldn't even be fuck out here. Then, okay, let me tell you about drivers that don't like me complaining. And let me tell you why. You know why they don't like me complaining? Because these are drivers that's more prompt to jump in a truck and just take the fuck off and don't inspect shit. Those are the type of drivers they are. Then we'll see, when I start complaining, it draws attention to the maintenance of the vehicle, upkeep of the vehicle, draws attention to them. That's why they don't like people complaining. Then if it draws attention to you, then it might draw attention to your driving record. They might review your record. Well, so far at the company, you've been around here getting all these tickets and shit, and you're not been inspecting your truck, and you pulling out of here with shit that should have been fixed that would have prevented all this. That's what complaining draws attention to. That's how it draws attention to them. But let me tell you what complaining also does. Complaining also, let me show you how it works for the trucking industry. Complaining also can improve your trucking business. Since I've been here, I have had to complain quite a bit, but the stuff that I complained about was necessary, and it has improved. These drivers is getting out of here. The trucks, they inspecting the trucks. The shit getting fixed. Now, it would get fixed if they was inspecting them. See, if you don't inspect your shit, ain't shit gonna get fixed. Mechanics ain't mind readers. They not driving your trucks. They don't know what the fuck wrong with it unless you write it up. That's if you're local. If you're over the road, it's still same process, but you got to go through, like, working with a shop over the road, not local here in the yard. Let me tell you what complaining does. It can improve your business. See, someone like me is necessary, but the business and the I don't know which one is the high ranking. You got the blue collar workers, then the white collar. I don't know which one is the upper management, but I'm talking about that lower level management. The ones that was hired in here to oversee the job, and then you doing all this complaining. And if they one of the ones that's not going to act or take action to find out what you're complaining about or resolve what you're complaining about, the 9 times out of 10, you the one end up terminated, or they're going to get rid of you, especially if you're over the road. So that's what was happening to me. And a lot of y'all done experienced that. These DMs out here, them dispatchers and shit, you complaining to them about you sitting around and all this stuff, and then what happens after that? Next you know, they start starving you out and bullshitting you around, playing games, don't want to answer the phone, giving you bullshitting ass load. Now you got to deal with some nonsense. but you don't have to deal with. See, that's what people, that's another mistake people think. They think you have to deal with the bullshit. No, you don't. You don't have to deal with that bullshit. You came here for a job, to work, to perform your skill that you have the best of your ability without a bunch of nonsense. See, but complaining also identifies the people who ain't doing their job. It identifies people who's fucking up on a job. It identifies people who need to be fired on the job. That's what complaining does. So when I be doing all this complaining, the majority of the ones that be telling me to stop, it might be the ones that need to have their work record looked into, from where I see it. Because 9 times out of 10, they probably somebody that maybe shouldn't be still here or just barely hanging on. But complaining comes back on me when they try to get at me through my job, get at me through my physicals, get at me through debt, get at me through everything to try to shut me up from complaining. But see, let me tell you what complaining also does. Ignored complaining does. If you ignore the complaining till it get to a point to where legal action gets taken against you, and then during the legal matter, the process, they start discovering that you were told about this several times, but you didn't do anything about it. Now it's a legal matter. Now what you think's gonna happen to you? Now, the owner of the company gonna want to know why he didn't know about this. You want to know why? They used to do it. They do this all the time in trucking. The dispatchers, them DMs, the people you complain to, the little lower level people, that I call them lower level. The ones that sit behind the computers and fuck with you if you don't kiss their ass. Them the ones that never want you to get to the upper management, the boss that can actually do something, the one that actually own the company and don't know why his company is in such a state that it is because the people he hired to oversee this, this was a favorite out there in trucking. They didn't know why they were losing drivers. I know why over the road, because you were not fulfilling your obligation, your promise that you said over the phone. Well, not even a promise. You were not fulfilling your words that you spoke to these drivers when you recruited them to your fleet company. They got there, found out they was being lied to. They got to deal with a bunch of nonsense. The dispatcher, the number one reason the drivers would leave is 2 reasons. Your dispatcher over the road, your dispatcher is fucking number 1. And that damn equipment, number 2. Them the 2 reasons drivers leave trucking companies. I ain't lying. Am I lying? Am I lying? Tell me I'm lying. I ain't lying. Them the 2. Number 1, that damn dispatcher. 2 is your fucking equipment. But number 1, that dispatcher, that's the motherfucker that make or break you get money. That fucking dispatcher. Them the 2 main reasons why they would leave. And then unanswered complaints. Let me tell you what happens with that. Like I said, it can turn into a legal matter. And then when they do their little research investigation and find out that this driver so-and-so, not only you, other drivers been complaining, but you didn't do anything about it. Okay, now the company getting sued. Something happening. Or something didn't happen. Maybe somebody was complaining about the equipment or this or that. Whatever you're complaining about. That's really a safety issue. And you ignored it. And something happened. Now what you think finna happen? Now, the boss man, when they get to a legal matter, it gets to the owner, the boss man. Then he comes down, send his people down, or he may come down, find out what's going on here. Now, this is the first time he heard of this. Well, you want to know why? Because that lower level management don't never want it to get to him. That's why they don't like people who complain like me. That's why they always want to fire me, want to terminate me. But the stuff I'm complaining about is stuff that is beneficial to the business as a whole, even though it ain't my business, and it's beneficial to the drivers coming in. Don't nobody want to be bothered with nobody. If my job consists of you getting me loaded in an expeditious manner and you assing around, okay, I'm gonna start complaining. Now I can't do my job. You got a job, I got a job. And if my job is based off on your job, you preventing me from doing my job efficiently because you assing around. But if you complain about the assing around and they don't do shit about it, I'm sitting up here waiting until they blow the horn from getting loaded, finish loaded. and you don't do shit about it, you know what happens? The assing around don't stop. And then what happens is, the one that you complain about, all of a sudden get messages, then they found out you complain about them. Now they want to start fucking with you. No, we ain't finna be doing that shit. And there ain't none of that shit finna be happening, because I know how to fuck with you back. I really do. I really do. But that's what they do. The person you complain to, you thinking they helping you, they not helping you. They gathering information from you about what the problem is. They gonna tell the person you complain about, but they ain't gonna fix it. And you wondering why ain't shit getting fixed, because you complaining to the wrong one. And that's a sad state of affairs on these jobs, that you complain to the wrong one. Somebody that ain't gonna do nothing. Like my unemployment issue. I done complained to the news, the senator's office, ain't nothing being done. I called an attorney about my tax matter. He mentioned that the unemployment office has phone appointments now. I said, I done tried that. You can't get an appointment. I said, they only gave you an appointment because they know you're an attorney. He said, no, they didn't know I was an attorney. So I looked online. They do have phone appointments. I scheduled 2 phone appointments in the same day. You want to know why I had to schedule the second one? Because they never called from the first one. Then they didn't call from the second one. That's another thing. You complaining about this, but it ain't being resolved. Why are these people not answering the phone? Why are these people that's not answering the phones, why do they still have jobs? That's why they don't like people who complain. Because we bring attention to stuff that should be fixed, that shouldn't be going on, that should be handled, and they're not doing it. So instead of handling the matter, they'd rather get rid of the complainer, which 9 times out of 10 is me. But I don't give a fuck. Because I'm telling you, because what I was complaining about, it's going to backfire on your ass. Because if something happened in one of your fleet companies about something I complained about, and you mysteriously on the fucking news because the truck had an accident or something that fucking happened, and your company is all fucking broadcast all on the news, I'm going to be at home. You know what I'm going to be saying? I'm going to be laughing at you, motherfucker, because I fucking told you. This is Dirty Trucking. This is my video about people who don't like people complaining, and my message to them, I really don't give a fuck. You can jump in anything you want and drive it, safe, unsafe, don't inspect, I don't care. That's your record. But when it come to me, and it's a safety matter, or I see something that can be done, that can expedite the production of your business, the drivers can get out faster, who the hell would fault me for complaining about that if it's to your benefit? You got to be an idiot to fault somebody who's complaining that it's something beneficial to you. But then those that it ain't beneficial to see me as a complainer interfering with their work ethics, which is being lazy and not doing a motherfucking thing. That's what those complainers see me as. And those complainers, from my take, needs to be fired. Because you interfere with people's lives, you playing games, and you're not doing your fucking job. How do you get away with not answering the phone? This is Dirty Trucking out. I just got loaded, time to roll out. Peace out.